I love the percussion part of that. And the other fun production thing in there is, you know, those boom whacker, the tubes. So Brian Casey, he got those, made a sample, his own sample pack with those. And that's also some of the percussive melodic things that you hear in it that work so well with the Phil Collins, like tom heavy drumming.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
Welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party, your weekly musical happy hour where musicians pick an album from their back catalog and tell the stories behind their favorite tracks in front of a live online audience.
This week we talk with folk pop duo The Twins of Franklin and revisit their 2020 debut album, Low. They talk about singing and fighting like sisters, writing sad songs, and their grand ambitions to write a musical. And Laura Lou demonstrates a perfect pour of Guinness. So we hope you'll join the party, grab a beverage, enjoy a snack, and kick back as we listen to music together here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, where it's always Friday and old albums never sounded better. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party. My name is Mother Banjo, one of your hosts.
My name is Anthony Ihrig, the other host.
And today we have joining us from the Twin Cities here in Minnesota, Laura Lou and Becky from the band The Twins of Franklin.
Hello.
Hello.
So happy to be here.
We are so happy you're here to kick off our weekend together because we need Friday every day these days.
That's right.
Mhm.
The more Fridays, the better.
Amen.
So Chris is joining us from Savage, Minnesota with some refreshing lemon seltzer. Showtime. That's
excellent.
right. And Alan says, happy almost Valentine's Day, everybody. And yes, sending the love out to you, Alan, and to all of you joining us. This is the show where we invite some of our favorite artists to revisit old records with us. It's our weekly happy hour. So if you're joining us for the live taping, tell us where you're tuned in from, if you're enjoying a beverage or a snack. And Connie saying hi from Richfield.
Hey, Connie.
And Tony, are you enjoying any kind of beverage today?
I'm going back to the Brooklyn Brewery for their special effects NA IPA. It's delicious. It says it has flavor, like grapefruit flavors. It's bright and crisp, and it's particularly bright and crisp in my Back Catalog Listening Party pint glass.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you guys have pint glasses?
Yep.
I'm gonna need one.
Yes. And also, I love that you also have like kind of the refreshing light drink, just like Christopher has, because I feel like when the temps get over freezing in February,
Yeah,
it's like break out the shorts, break out the summer
Mhm.
cocktails, because it feels pretty tropical here. Alinda joining us from New Haven, Connecticut. Hello. I'm still hanging out in my winter zone though. Because mainly I just want something sweet and comforting. So I made myself a maple old fashioned.
can't go wrong.
Yes. And Laura Lou, are you enjoying any kind of beverage?
Yeah, I was just gonna casually crack a Guinness.
Nice.
And I'm gonna do this thing, which
In the Guinness glass too.
and this is the way to pour it, you guys. It's straight up and down.
I didn't know that
And
for Guinness.
we're
It's
gonna
different.
everybody. This is the most exciting thing that's happening.
We're going to watch the cascade. Yes, this makes, for those of you listening to the audio version of the podcast, we are enjoying a perfect pour of a Guinness in a Guinness glass, and you see the cascade
Look at
of
that.
the head there.
Pretty.
Delicious.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
I also like that you kind of match your Guinness, your sweater. Yeah. Really nice.
I did that on purpose.
Yes.
But now I'm like, I have to split the G. Do you guys know about splitting the G?
No.
Tell us.
No?
Tell us.
Okay, so the first sip you take of a Guinness, you are trying to drink it all the way down to the middle of the G. But like people have perfected taking the exact right amount. And I have no idea what that is. So we're going to just try and see if I can split the G.
All right.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm learning so much tonight already.
know.
I don't know. Is it the bottom now? Is it the top? Other people know about splitting the G.
It looks pretty split.
Yeah, it does look pretty split.
We're going to say I split it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did it.
great job. Great job. Here's to Laura Lou. Becky, are you enjoying any kind of beverage tonight?
I'm drinking some lemon ginger tea because it is my life in the wintertime.
Excellent. Ryan is having a frozen strawberry something, but it looks good down in Texas. So welcome, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
We're happy to have all of you. And again, any folks, stragglers coming into the party, just tell us where you're tuned in from if you're enjoying a beverage. We are excited to enjoy some music tonight with the Twins of Franklin. And before we get going, folks in the Twin Cities might be familiar with your music. You've been making a kind of big splash over these last few years. But Laura, Lou, and Becky, you guys aren't actually siblings. So you'll have to tell us where you first met and a little bit about your origin story. Does one of you want to start?
Yeah. So we met in 2008 at Augsburg College. We were sophomores in college, and we met in the music department. I transferred from the University of Minnesota to Augsburg, and saw Becky sing early on in my experience of Augsburg, and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to become best friends with her." And we were in a vocal jazz group, and we were in choir together, and we just became very fast friends and sang together, and we looked more alike, and we have never stopped, and have released our individual music as solo artists, and then finally looked at each other in like 2014, and we're like, let's lock this down, and came up with the Twins of Franklin, and released our first album 2 weeks before COVID hit. And then, the rest is history.
Nice. And Becky, was your experience similar to Laura Lou's? Like in terms of, were you like watching her from afar, falling in love?
Oh, I was way too self-absorbed at that point in my life. But I mean, Laura's classical voice is insane. And so that was really what got me first, was hearing her sing classically and being like, I'll never be as good as her. And then, because that's how I got introduced to her voice, and then doing the vocal jazz, and then it was very much maybe annoyance at first for me, a little bit, maybe also driven by jealousy. But once we started singing together and just being like rubbing off on each other in all the right ways, then we were like, we're definitely moving in together after college, which I feel like is something that so many people can relate to, being like, oh man, roommates in uptown Minneapolis, it's the dream.
So yeah, I was gonna ask, Franklin, Twins of Franklin, is that a reference to Franklin Avenue?
It is, yes.
So
a main thoroughfare here in Minneapolis,
right?
Yes.
And a thoroughhere that connects uptown to Augsburg, essentially.
It does.
So
That's
Totally.
part of the. That's, you got it.
There you go. It's had a lot of different, and we lived for not too far from Franklin either. We lived right off of East Street for a year as well, so we just had all of these connections to Franklin Avenue, but lived on Franklin together, 909 West Franklin. Some of the best years of my life.
Awesome.
And I love, though, that like siblings, not only do you have this like beautiful vocal blend, which we're going to enjoy in just a little bit, but you also, I love, Becky, that you were like, well, I was kind of just jealous, and then we started singing together, and I love that because I feel like all of that evokes like siblings, right, or twins, right?
Totally.
Where you're like, I love you, but I'm kind of jealous, but you're the best, and I can't not sing with you. Like I feel like all those emotions are exactly what you have with like a sibling relationship, especially a close sibling relationship.
And
Definitely.
we have had sibling-sized ups and downs for being friends for as long as we have, and
you also can't convince my children that her kids are not our cousins. Like they're like,
That's right.
Charlotte's our littlest cousin, and I'm like, it's bonus cousins. That we talk, so it's very much We're basically sisters.
We're very, very, very much basically sisters. We were married on Facebook for about 9 years until I actually got married to my husband. And then I was like, okay, I should.
Oh, you mean like your status said married
Yeah.
to?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Back when that was cool on Facebook to do. And then Facebook got unhinged.
All right. Well, you mentioned that your first album came out right before COVID hit. The album we're going to listen to today, does that happen to be that record?
It is. Yep.
That's right.
So there's got to be a little bit of story with that. Now, did it actually come out before everybody went home for 2 years, or
Yeah,
it did?
I think we
Miraculously.
released it on Valentine's Day, 2020. We had our release show on February 20th. And then we had a little mini tour planned in March that got canceled.
Well, we have found over the years of doing this, we started this in March of 2020, that there's a lot of albums that didn't get their due back when they were released back then. And we're so excited to be able to spotlight a record like that. And we're going to hear all about the recording process and the writing and all that stuff. But I think we need to dive in and get some music going here first. So we are going to be listening to Low. It's the title track. Is there anything you want to say about that before we give it a spin?
Yeah, so I wrote Low, and Low was written in kind of the depths of seasonal depression Laura life, which hits me every year, as it does many. And I felt inspired to kind of just put those like deep, sad girl feelings into a song. And that's Low.
All right. Let's give it a spin. This is the Twins of Franklin with Low here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Stuck on it. Can't seem to get a break from it. It's deep inside my brain, not processing a thing. So close to it, can't seem to get a grip on it. At times it slips away, at times I like to stay. Bad days I can't come out of my bed, 'cause it loves when I'm sad. I wonder how much longer I can stay without anyone noticing me. Am I noticing me? Am I noticing me? I know how hard it is, but can I be kind to myself? Kind to myself. The patience it takes to be kind to yourself. Lean in on love, that good, strong, healing love. Oh, I wanna let go of feeling so low. Oh, I wanna let go of feeling so low. Good days, the light draws me back in, breathing deep again. I take note of firming, staying afloat, holding myself close, holding my joy close. I'm noticing me. I know how hard it is, but I can be kind to myself, kind to myself. be kind to ourselves, kind to ourselves. The patience it takes to be kind to yourself. Lean on love, that good, strong healing love. Oh, we ought to let go of feeling so low. Oh, we ought to let go of feeling so low. Oh, we ought to let go of feeling so low.
The Twins of Franklin with the song Low, the title track to their 2020 debut, which we're revisiting today on the back catalog listening party. I have to say, I agree with Christopher. Wow. And love the harmonies, Diane chiming in, and Ryan with all the fun emojis happening. You know, never did being low sound so good. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank
Right out of
you.
the gate. In fact, I think I just want to point out that Christopher's comment actually came in right at the top, like
Yeah.
after the
Like
first
few
note.
seconds in. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds fantastic.
Thank
And I do want to
you.
ask a bit about the production in a minute, but I'm just curious because we got a little bit of your background in terms of you guys meeting as vocalists, but I was just curious if either of you are instrumentalists as well, and if you're bringing any of that to what we're hearing today.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
All right.
answer.
We're classically trained, however.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both play guitar. Some of the songs are kind of Laura guitar, me keys, and some of the songs are me guitar, Laura ukulele. So that's kind
Nice.
of our two main setups. But yeah, we write on our instruments as well.
Yeah. We
Cool.
accompany ourselves when we play live, and I'm like, I don't think we're playing on that track because but fun fact, the violinist is Jillian Ray.
Hey, all
Past
right.
guest
Our
here
good
on the back
pal.
catalog. Yeah.
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 Well, you mentioned writing on these instruments. I'm always curious when there's, a couple different songwriters working together, how that process works. Do you guys have separate kind of writing rooms and then you come to back to with it, kind of partly formed and work it out together? Are you working on it from scratch together? What's your songwriting process like?
A little bit of a little bit more separate, and some songs like Low, Laura wrote, and she was like, here. And I was like, it's perfect. No notes. This is what I can add to it. Harmony, keys. Other songs are a little bit more like, here's what I have. And then the other person goes, okay, yes, let's work on it. But it's definitely one of us being like, I have this idea. But it's fun to collaborate in any capacity, and we always definitely help each other elevate whatever we bring to the table.
Something I've like always been like, one day we'll do this, is like do a writer's retreat at a cabin without our children and sit, because we haven't ever like sat and wrote a song together from scratch, unless it was like a silly song or maybe a song for In the Groove, but none for the Twins of Franklin. We've always come with pretty like, I have this pretty fleshed out idea, but then especially I think with our last album, it was nice. It was so nice to like collaborate on making it into a better final product on most of those songs. But one day we'll like actually sit down and be like, ready, let's write songs together.
Cool.
I have a feeling it's probably a few years out because I think
It's in probably 2 decades.
Because I was going to say, wouldn't it be great if one of the older, because when they reach those teenage years, they'll be like, please go on a songwriting retreat and leave us alone in the house.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not in the near future. One day.
Well, we will look forward to that in the future. But we are so excited to revisit this record. As Tony said, we started the show during the pandemic. So like a month after you put out this record. And to me, it's just amazing that we are now revisiting records that were made when we started the show that are now back catalog.
That's true.
Just like, what? Blows my mind.
Hey there, would you like to be part of the live show? Well, become a member of the Back Catalog Listening Party Patreon, and you'll get a backstage pass to weekly online tapings where you can ask the artist questions and participate in the live chat with a fun community of like-minded music nerds. You'll also get a first look at upcoming guests and receive invitations to special live streams and private after parties. So join the party today at patreon.com/Back Catalog Listening Party.
One of the things I actually wrote down and circled, other than vocals, which I already know because that's what you are known for, is your amazing vocal blend, was strings. So you mentioned Jillian Ray, and does she do all the strings on that, or were there some other players on that?
We did it all.
All the
She did
different
it all.
tracks. So how many tracks are there of Jillian
think-
parts? Do you know?
I think she did 4 parts. I think she did 2 violins and 2 violas. I think. At least that's what she did. She recorded on that one, and then 2 other songs.
The next one that we'll hear too. But yeah, we literally just were like, here's a song, and then she just wrote the most beautiful parts. So we trust her so much, and she delivered on those.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I had a picture here that you guys had sent. For those of you who don't know Jillian here, I'll get that on the screen. That looks like maybe a CD release party of some sort. And
is that at Ice House?
Yes, it
That
is
is at Ice House.
And so you can see Jillian there. But while we're on the topic, I'd love to know who else is playing on stage with you here, and if any of them were featured on this record.
So most of the album was actually studio musicians that were not in our band, which is a stark comparison to our latest album. So Joe, who is playing slide on stage, he did do a few tracks for the album, and he's our primary bass player, actually. And he also plays all the instruments. Seth Leonard on bass, who he is also an Augie, and he performed with us a lot. Brian Ridinger on the drums. He's our primary percussionist still to this day. Stefan Swanson on guitar, kind of hiding in the back. He also plays guitar whenever we play our bigger, louder shows still. And then Aaron Roselle on keys. And he also, if we need like more keys or an organ and keys, he comes. So we still play with all these people. But right now the core band is me, Laura, Joe on bass, who's on the slide on this picture, and Brian Ridinger on the drums.
Right on. But the studio, the musician then, where did they come from? Where did you record this album?
It's interesting, this album, how we did it a little backwards. And I always look back on this album being like, I'm so proud of each of these tracks singly as an album. It's not necessarily like the best flow, but I'm so proud of every song, the way they turned out. We had 2 different producers helping us on this. One was Brian Casey and one was Brian Shackle. 2 different Brians. And as we'll hear more, like some of the songs turned out way more poppy and some of them turned out way more folky, which is generally how we play, is more folk rock and more organic. And so Brian Shackle, he actually works a lot out of Nashville. And so he got some really good Nashville musicians, and also played some of the other instruments. And then Brian Casey basically did all the other instruments himself, apart from Jillian Ray. And
wow.
Yeah.
And so were some of them recorded, like, did you record some in Nashville and some in Minneapolis?
We never went to Nashville, which, looking back, why
Fail.
didn't we?
Big fail there.
The actual musicians, were tracking in Nashville.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he works with, he's like they're both fancy producers who make really amazing music, and Brian Shackle just has like 1,000, they both do like 1,000 connections. So for this song Low, I think I remember I recorded the guitar and he was like, yeah, I love what you did. I got my friend who also like, I couldn't name drop, but he was name dropping all of these people and who they play with in Nashville. And I was like, yeah, sounds good. Like, I don't need it. I'll take their guitar skills every day. And so it was like, kind of fleshed out the idea. And then essentially Jillian came and put her beautiful and like very original viola and violin parts on it. And but I can't, that's the only thing I listen to when I listen to that song is just her. So pretty.
So good.
Well, we can't though not talk about the harmonies because I mean,
Sure.
obviously everyone commenting on it in the live chat, but you do have those sister-like harmonies where I'm like, who's singing? Like, of course, I'm guessing, but I don't know for sure. Laura Lou, if you were the first voice, I know you wrote the song. I don't know if you were the main melody singer, but once you get into the chorus, I can't tell who's doing what. And so do you guys like to play with that a little bit in terms of playing who's singing the melody and who's singing the harmony? Do you ever fight about that?
No.
As they say in unison.
Yeah. I think, whoever wrote the song is singing melody, and I think very rarely is the other person making up a harmony that the other person doesn't like. It's just like, most of the time, it's just like, and this is what's coming out of me now. Which is, I think, again, like that, like fake sister thing. It's just like, we just know exactly what to sing most of the time. It's just very, I don't know.
That is
amazing.
amazing.
When we were in school together, our professors like instantly were like, oh, we're going to put the two of you together on all these things. Like I don't know. I feel like our professors were like, your voices sound the same. You blend so well. You were born 10 days apart. You're basically sisters. And we just, I don't know. I think we both have very similar instruments, like vocal instruments. Like when I met Becky, I was like, that's the best singer I've ever heard in my entire life. And and now I think we're pretty evenly matched. But I think we just have always blended and like sung together as a duo. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's always
amazing.
worked really well.
Yeah.
It's always been very easy.
Yes.
Love that. Well, we want to make sure we get to more music because like this hour is going by crazy fast. So the next track you picked to feature from this album Low is When the Snow Falls. Sounds like another kind of wintertime song. You said the last song was about seasonal affective disorder. Now we got snow. First of all, I have to ask, are you both Minnesota natives? Like, is this like your natural habitat?
I am from Wisconsin, so yes.
So similar, yeah. Okay.
Close enough.
I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if we had like a California transplant or something like that.
No.
I'm the biggest snow winter loving person you could ever imagine. And yeah, from Minnesota. I'm painfully Minnesotan, I would say.
So is there anything you want to say about this song before we take a listen?
So funny. This is also a sad winter song. I was like, I talked about seasonal affective disorder, and I'm like, well, this too kind of is about when the snow falls, and bringing up. I wrote it like around Christmas time one year, and was just thinking about how Christmas can be really sad because you think about all the people you miss, or you think about I don't know. I just have found sometimes that Christmas can be sad. And I think that it inspired the song, but it's just like the kind of panic sometimes of, oh, here comes the snow, and therefore here comes my sads.
All right, let's give it a spin. This is the Twins of Franklin, When the Snow Falls, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
The season hits you in the face, right in the face, out of nowhere. I've stayed strong, been killing it for so long, all on my own. But when the snow falls and we sing those songs is when I miss you. Eating all day long, but can't seem to get full. I don't feel making plans, oh, I know I'll cancel them. Can't stop sleeping in. Thinking about all the gifts I won't get. I wish we'd never met. 'Cause when the snow falls and we sing those songs is when I miss you. Eating all day long, but can't seem to get full. I don't feel full. 'Cause when Christmas comes, I have to get to the bottom of my issue. And when all is said and done, just got a whole lot more cold ones to try and forget you. Bundle up and go out for a walk. Look up to the cold sun.
The Twins of Franklin with When the Snow Falls from their 2020 release Low, which we are revisiting today on the Back Catalog Listening Party with the twins themselves, Laura Lou and Becky, joining us from right here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. And yeah, another lovely sad song. So I have to ask, because
Are you
know,
okay?
I wasn't going to ask that, but sure. Are
Ellen,
you
I'm
okay?
not.
Well, times being what they are, I can't blame you. I mean,
No, bad times. Yes.
it's cold, it's icy, we get it. So,
Mhm.
but I will say the song is lifting me up, and I have to ask, like, are those like are those the songs you gravitate to when you are listening? Like, are you, because sometimes we write one thing, but we actually enjoy another, right? Like,
I
I might
love
write
sad
folk songs,
songs.
but then I'm like, oh, but I want to rock out to something happy and joyous and anthemic, even if I can't do
Mhm.
it myself. So, but do you gravitate to sad songs?
I mean, I say that I do. Like I like Sufjan Stevens is like one of the best, my favorites, and he writes a lot of sad songs. But then I'm like, right now I can't stop listening to Bad Bunny, and there's nothing really that sad about Bad Bunny. So it depends on, and like Olivia Dean, which like I can't stop playing her, and she has a lot of fun, uplifting songs. But when I'm like, if I'm trying to be emotional and internal, like I'm putting on the saddest songs I know.
And Becky, are you the same?
I listen to, yeah, I mean, a very big range. I think that I do love a sad song, and some of the songs that I've written are, I feel like, really, really, really bummers of songs. And I love writing. I mean, when you're feeling things and you just get it so perfectly in a song, I feel like that emotion is really there's nothing like it. um but I don't just listen to sad
Yeah.
songs.
Well, I want to ask, since we're talking about sort of influences and music you listen to, do you have any harmony heroes, like, like groups in particular? You're like growing up, you listen to, and for me, like listening to certain bands, like the Indigo Girls or these things, like were what cemented harmony singing for me. Do you have any
Mhm.
go-to people where you're like, oh, if we could just sing like that?
This is going to be really, really crazy maybe thing to say, but System of a Down, I love that band, and those are some good
I
harmonies.
love that. I
I
love
was
that
not going to
answer.
guess that.
Yeah.
No
I was
one
not.
was going to guess that.
I was not going to
Yeah.
guess that.
Listen to them and be like, damn. That was what I grew up listening to. That was harmony driven, and also Broadway musicals, which I think
Yeah.
both me and Laura get inspired by as well.
Yeah, we're both a couple of Rogers and Hammerstein girlies. I think we also like it while we were friends, and while we are friends, we listen to Lucius a lot. We get compared to
Know that.
Lucius a lot. Um, but growing up, I mean, I was listening to so much Crosby, Stills and Nash, and that's like harmony,
Harmony
like a
Heaven.
wave of harmonies. And my whole family, like my mom's a very good singer, my sister's a good singer, so we'd be in the car just like being, and I'd be like the really annoying one being like, I must be the loudest and I must sing the harmony, and everybody figure out your parts around mine. But we were always singing like my mom's records and singing and picking harmonies like my whole life, so I feel
Yeah.
like,
I
yeah.
mean, any good older uh folky kind of stuff, like I think both of us are pretty inspired by the albums that we listened to with our parents, a lot of 70s stuff, which I think shines through, especially in our uh 2024 album. Really.
Yeah. Well, and Alan chimed in the comments saying roaches, and I could also hear that again, sister harmonies. I mean, those are three voices, but similar kind of vibe. And I love
Yeah,
that you
love
mentioned. Yes, so
roaches.
good,
Love.
so good.
What is the song that I'm thinking of? That go down. Nah, it doesn't matter. We could sit here all day and listen to me
All
think.
the roaches are worth listening to, in my opinion. And we
100%.
actually did have Suzy Roach on the show to pay homage to her sister Maggie.
Cool.
So we'll dig that up. And we want to mention to folks listening to the podcast that you can check out the show notes where we've had some of those photos we were talking about from the release show. You can check out past episodes with the Roaches and with Jillian Ray as well. So check those out as well if you want to do a deep dive. But I love that you mentioned musicals, and I wanted to ask, do you ever trot out any show tunes during like a normal Twins of Franklin set?
I wish.
Not
No
yet.
choreography required. I'm just curious because I always love it when I
We-
hear something unexpected, like it with like an indie folk band. You don't always expect to hear like, yeah, I could have danced
Becky,
all night or something.
we should pull out more fun facts. We both just so happened to be in Into the Woods in high school. I'm like, it would be very difficult, but cool to pull out Children Will Listen from
Oh. Yeah,
Into the
those
Woods
Sondheim
sometime.
songs,
Yes.
no joke, right?
Right?
More than 3
I'm
chords.
like, I'm gonna say this, but I don't know who's gonna play it.
I would play
Maybe
it.
Becky. Yeah, Becky could do that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
love
wish
that.
we did that. We talk to Maria of Maria and the Coins all the time about putting on a music theater showcase one of these days, and it's like a huge dream because I mean we're huge music theater nerds, and one day we'll pull
Yeah.
those out.
Yeah, write your own, maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to hear a Twins of Franklin musical is what I
That's
want to
what I'm
It's
hear.
on the
thinking.
list. It's on the list. We also have like we're supposed to do a kids album one of these days. We'll see.
Well, we're going to dive into some more music, but before we do, I just want to, there's one thread I want to pick at that you mentioned. I think it was Laura that you mentioned singing with your family and your sister. Does your actual sister ever get jealous that you have a band called the Twins of Franklin with someone who is not your sister?
So I think like sort of in a like loving way. She's my older sister. She's a little less than 2 years apart from me. And we sung growing up. Like we did the sisters. But I think I pursued singing farther into my life than she did. She kind of backed out from the singing life, but I think she would say now she's so happy that I have like continued this sisterly experience. And Becky also has a sister that she sings with, who's also a very good singer, but they sing together probably in family ways. But I would guess that both Colleen and Rachel are thrilled that us sisters found each other to sing together.
Definitely.
I love that. Well, we're going to get some more of those sibling-like harmonies right now in the back catalog listening party. The next track that you picked to feature is Better Me. Is there anything you want to say about this before we take a listen?
Yeah. So speaking of music theater, when I wrote this song, I was very much worried that it was going to play out too musical theatery. So we kind of turned it into a little bit of a pop song, and it took honestly years and years for us to figure out how to play it as a live band that wasn't a pop sensibility and didn't sound so Broadway-y. And I really desperately want to record how we're doing it these days. But if you do want to just have fun with it while you're listening, just imagine it in a more Broadway sensibility.
Right on. Well, that's the thing, this is a one snapshot in time. That's what's the cool thing about albums, it's just a little piece of you at this time. And now you can go check out the twinsofranklin.com and see where they're playing and see the new version. But for now, we're gonna give the jazz hands version a listen here. This is Better Me, the Twins of Franklin here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
It's like walking through sinking sand. I struggle to put on a brave face, but my smile betrays me. I'm stuck and I cannot get out. I sink down the more I try to grow and change. And I don't push myself, oh, I'm scared if I do. I won't measure up, no, I can't prove. Can I be better at being who I am? So hey, 'cause I am afraid of what they will say. And I don't open up, oh, I'm scared if I do. My weakness will give them the clue. Can I be better at being who I am? Can I be better at loving who I am? I can't forgive myself when all my jumbled words don't come out right. I can't have patience with myself when I am having a rough time. I can't love myself so I can love the others in my life. And I'll be better at being who I am. And I'll be better at loving who I love. And I'll be better at loving who I And I'll be better at loving who And I'll be better at loving who I love.
I was so into picturing the staging and the choreography that and it had the sudden stop. Like I was like expecting it to go on a little bit longer. And in my mind, it's still
Yeah,
going on.
still going.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
It's
Yeah,
like
we'll-
the epic turning point in the show. Like I feel like it's
Yeah.
the epiphany, right?
It is an
That's
the
epiphany
last song of Act One. You
Yeah.
know, last song of Act One.
Oh my
Yeah.
There's
god.
some serious like Genesis era Phil Collins drumming
Yes.
going on in this
Yeah.
one too. Like that was
Oh.
amazing.
I love that. I love the percussion part of that. And the other fun production thing in there is, those boom whacker, the tubes. So Brian Casey, he got those, made his own sample pack with those. And that's also some of the percussive melodic things that you hear in it that work so well with the Phil Collins, like tom heavy drumming.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love
Very
it.
fun.
So great. And Christopher has a very pertinent question right now, which is how close do you try to duplicate the produced versions of these songs in live shows? I know this song in particular you said has evolved a bit, but in general, do you feel like the recording kind of solidifies the arrangement, or does that just kind of change as the band goes on?
Of the songs that we've heard, Low and When the Snow Falls is very close to how we play it. Better Me, completely different.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get the Phil Collins drums on every song, right? In the live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get Phil Collins for
yeah.
every show, right? So
No, we can't call Phil, and he's on standby sometimes, but no, I feel like we put a couple of pop songs on this record for fun, and sometimes I'm like, maybe one day we'll like play this in a pop way, but we
the
try
Twins
and
of Franklin, the pop edition, you know.
the pop edition. We're both big fans of pop music, so but no, and our record This Life is we were like, let's set out to make a record that sounds so similar to our live sound, so there's not any of that question, and that's what we did. And so that one is much more like that's what you're gonna get when you see us live. But there are plenty of songs on Low, like the first two you heard, that they sound almost exactly the same as how we play it live.
If you like what you heard tonight, might we recommend that you actually buy the album, because this is the only way to get that version of that song, Better Me. The full Phil Collins treatment is by going to their Bandcamp page, and they still have CD copies available. So if you want the full high-res version, I have to say the production, again, we haven't said enough
really
about this. Ryan commented on the thickness of the production, and I would agree with that. It's very rich,
Thank you.
very lush. So you want to hear all the ones and zeros. And if you're, depending on what platform you're streaming on, maybe you're listening on your like crappy walking earbuds or whatever, treat yourself to the full CD version or the high res digital files and listen on good headphones or speakers because it sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you can get that at thetwinsoffranklin.bandcamp.com. Also, if you want to check out tour dates, then you can do that as well at thetwinsoffranklin.com. And you'll want to keep tabs on what they are doing so you can hear that live version of the Better Me, which you can do. And maybe someday, again, there'll be a musical or a kids album. So you want to keep tabs on them, follow them on the social places, sign up for their email list. And I love this comment for Ryan. Mazzy Star meets Snazzy Star sounding like that.
Yeah.
I will say our newsletter is very tasteful and not too annoying and frequent with good information.
We send it out once a month. And it's also like really funny that you say keeping tabs. Our newsletter is called Keeping Tabs on the Twins. So
I actually didn't even know that.
yeah, I was like, are you pitching our newsletter for us?
I mean, I do stalk you, but
yeah.
Well, that's a great way to stay in touch with bands these days is kind of bypass the
not
algorithms.
Relying on big corporate
and
stuff.
Go right to the source.
The newsletter is the way. It is the way that we are going to stay connected and communicated.
That's right. So make sure to get onto that train. And we want to thank all the folks who keep this train running from week to week for almost 6 years. The Back Catalog Listening Party Patreon crew. Let's give it up.
Yeah. Woo, woo.
And these, again, have kept us going this whole time. And many of them join us for the live tapings. I want to thank Penny, Anna, Linda, Bevan, Connie, Vaughn, Alan, Chris, Becky, Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Tim, Sarah, David, Jocelyn, Matt, Steve, Mark, Severin, Lynn, Mary, Nikki, Joni, David, CJ, Christy, Diane, Hetty, Sandy, Neighbor Ann, BZ, Paul, Cynthia, Ross, Mike, Eric, Stephanie, Ryan, and I have to point this out just because we were talking about Phil Collins. We actually have a patron named Phil Collins, and
a very new one. Thanks, Phil.
Yes, thanks, Phil. A great music fan out of Austin, Texas, and I just want to give him a shout out. And I know he probably gets the comparison all the time, but I do want to point out that how great is it that Phil Collins is probably listening.
He's here with us.
Yeah, exactly. So
the Phil Collins.
We're going to help manifest the other well-known Phil Collins. Maybe not as well known as our patron Phil Collins.
That's right.
But I'll second what Ellen said. Thank you all for continuing to support the show. We get to shine a spotlight on albums that artists put out earlier in their careers. Sometimes they got maybe not as much fanfare as they should have when they dropped in February of 2020. But if nothing else, I think we forget quickly all the great stuff that is out there and needs to be appreciated over and over again. And we appreciate you being there. And anybody who's just tuning in for the live stream or for the podcast, thank you for tuning in and supporting independent artists like the Twins of Franklin.
That's
Seriously,
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We need you.
Yes, it truly takes a village to raise any kind of band. And I do want to mention too that you mentioned you had a record that came out, was it a year ago or 2 years ago? Time, I don't know.
Almost 2 years ago now.
Really?
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Like
May of 2024 it came out.
So you had a great record that came out then. And I know that you said it's a little more like what the live band sounds like. But you also put out a new single pretty recently called Bad One. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Please go listen to it.
Please listen to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally released it, I think, like within a day of Renee Good being murdered. And so we have felt very uninspired to talk about it. And we released it and it's been out there and but we've been very focused on our Minneapolis life and our Twin Cities community and neighbors since its release. So I think that's how it goes. Like It's there to listen to. It has nothing to do with sad times in Minneapolis. The theme of it is actually sometimes you're in shitty friendships and you gotta break up with friends.
Yeah. Well,
And that's what it's about.
you know what? That is true advice all the time. So,
Yeah.
but it's a great song, folks. So definitely check it out. I'm guessing you could probably buy it, download it at the Bandcamp page because that would get the most bucks to these folks so that they can fund their musical and their children's albums and all the
Yeah.
and the choreographer for their musical review show. So that's what you need to do. You when you're going to buy the album we've been revisiting today, Low, and their new record and their single, you can buy it. You can also either the digital tracks or in the album versions, you can get CDs. But you can also donate more. So if you're like, I'm going to buy these tracks, but I want to give them an extra bonus because so many people haven't heard the song because that is real, folks. It is. I feel like you all have had bad luck releasing an album before COVID and then this new single right before, the fall of democracy. So it feels like there's
Right.
there's a lot
Timing.
going on. So I feel like. Yeah. So Ryan, yes, he asked, is all the stuff mentioned available on Bandcamp? I believe so. So
All of it.
go check it out, buy it all, and support the Twins of Franklin because we want more sibling music. Yeah,
Thank
calling it
you.
sibling music. I think it's just a genre, sibling music. The Back Catalog Listening Party is brought to you by EFS Publicity. Founded by veteran publicist, promoter, DJ, and musician Ellen Stanley, EFS brings an artist's perspective to the table, working to help clients get to the next level in their career. Services include national and international media campaigns, radio promotions, tour press, crowdfunding, grant writing, and more. Get a quote or set up a consultation today at efspublicity.com. Well, we have time for one more song, and I wish we had time for more, but the next song you wanted to feature is One Breath. Is there anything you want to say about this?
Yeah, so this is still one of my favorite songs that I've written. Wrote it for one of our other best friends' weddings and didn't record it until years later. And I was pregnant with my first daughter when we recorded it. And it just took on this whole new meaning of love. And you could hear me almost crying all the way through it. And now
we still sing it and are like,
and now being pregnant again, I'm like, are these people going to watch me cry right now? But it is very beautiful and sparse, and it's I love the song and I love our recording of it, and I love every quiet gig we get to go and play it because it does not really do well in the bars.
But it takes on new meaning. Like it was written for our best friend's wedding and love, like romantic love. But I feel like I think about it and I think of Becky and me and I think of our friends and I think of our kids. And it's just, yeah, it feels very pertinent to our Minneapolis time right now too, is just holding on to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And, this is a quiet room. As we listen, so put those headphones on tight and give this a good listen. This is One Breath from the Twins of Franklin here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
When my heart is weak, will yours be strong? When my bones become brittle, will you carry on? When my breath is shallow, will you breathe for me? When my hope grows dark, will you shine for me? And I will ask you many times, knowing your answer's yes, 'cause it's nice to hear your voice and your comforting caress. Your bones won't be brittle, we will carry on. Your breath won't be shallow, 'cause our breath is one. Your hope won't grow dark, 'cause our love shines on. And I will tell these things so many times. I love to hear you laugh, and I like to see you smile, and you make my life worthwhile. So relax.
That's it made me take a breath, a big, deep breath in and out,
Yeah.
folks. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Breathe in the love, breathe out the anxiety, right?
Yeah. Music is medicine.
Sure is. And
Yes.
everyone, folks, loving it. Lots of clap emojis, comments about the beautiful song, Ethereal Harmonies. And Diane says that was so beautiful. Thanks to the twins, Ellen and Tony. Thanks for another great show. Y'all are the best.
So
that is
sweet.
my Austin, Texas accent from when I
Love
lived
it.
there. Love that. Well, wherever you are tuned in from, thank you all for joining us, whether you are here for the live taping or whether you're listening to the podcast version of the show. However you've joined the party, thank you for being here. Your presence makes it all the richer. And if you like the episode as much as we know you have, feel free to like it, to review it, and share it with friends. And most importantly, subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to so that we can notify you about next week's episode, because we do this every week. And big thanks, David. He says, wonderful show tonight. Thanks to all. And yeah, it's what I needed. I mean, Tony,
Yeah.
don't we say this every
Same.
week? That is
Yeah.
true.
I bet you
Yeah.
do. What a what a genius thing to do is once
Yeah.
a week you guys get to hang out, listen
Our
to some
therapy.
old good music,
It is
have a
it
little
is our
therapy, maybe a
Mm.
cry. It's perfect.
Maybe some jazz hands. You never know what will happen.
Maybe we're staging a musical.
I'm
Well,
feeling
it really is true that it's about the people that show up, and listen together. Even if it's online like this, there's something that happens when we're here together. And so we want to thank Becky and Laura again for hanging out with us an hour and sharing this, your music and listening back with us in real time. It was really a special one.
Thanks so much for inviting us.
Yeah, this was so lovely.
Well, again, thank you. Check out the twinsofranklin.com. Go to their Bandcamp page, buy all their music. And most importantly, have a wonderful week. All of you stay safe, stay warm, and keep supporting independent artists, because we need this musical medicine right now so bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
All right. Until next week, keep supporting independent music.
cheers.
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 Thanks for joining us on the Back Catalog Listening Party. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review, which helps more people discover our show and our guests.
And do you want to be a part of the live show, get a first look at upcoming guests, and receive invites to private online parties and live streams? Then join our Patreon community at backcataloglisteningparty.com.
Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Friday for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.